different tasting notes. Is there anything that ends up relating that to price? Because sometimes when you learn about the experts recommending certain types of wine, well, I guess anybody says, oh, I can pick a great, $75 bottle of wine. But do they ever really match the price with the characteristics of the wine?
That's funny, because most people, they'll look at a wine and they'll say, oh, this is $275 and it's got a 92-point rating. And then we'll look at this wine, it's $17 and it's got a 92-point rating. Well, I can buy, 13 bottles of that and get the same. It's not exactly the same. When the critics actually do a lot of the ratings, they keep that price relativity. So I think consumers should keep that in mind whenever they're looking at the ratings. And they should look at the tasting note, because the tasting note might say chocolate-covered cherries laced with tobacco. And if you hate tobacco and you hate chocolate-covered cherries, you don't want to buy it.
What about picking specific wines? I mean, has it become more difficult because there are just so many choices out there?
Absolutely. I mean, you have so many different areas and so many different vintages. It changes every year. I mean, thousands of different grape varieties, millions of acres. And because it changes every year, it's so complex. And that's the reason why ratings are good for us, good for the consumer, because it simplifies it for us.
You say that people like these ratings.
Oh, they do, because remember in school, we loved getting our scores. Anything above 90 was, A. Anything above 95 is A+. So we like having things simplified for us.
And when you look at this whole business of simplifying wine ratings, can they make or break a wine, these experts?
They can. Robert Parker, especially in Bordeaux, they kind of wait for their pricing to see what he's going to say. And whether that's right or wrong, that's what they do, because he had correctly identified the 1982 vintage as an incredible year, and it turned out to be an incredible year. So he has a track record.